Gang, hello friends.
Hello gang friends. No. Hello gang friends. No. Gang friends. What up, bitch? You can't do that. Welcome back. Gang friends. No. Fuck. Hello gang friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video finds you well. I don't even know if I'm looking in the right place. No, I'm just looking at myself. So I'm going to do a face-to-face and just answer some questions from a video that I asked you if you had any questions to ask me on, and that was 2 months ago, so it's probably time. So I've got my tablet. Don't want you to see my password. Okay, we're in. Given myself a headache thinking about how much I've been dreading this. Being on camera, not answering your questions. I'm not a dick. You see my hands a lot. Don't ever see me. Hello. Here I am. With this great big bar in front of my face because I don't know how else to set this up. There is definitely better ways, but I quite like this as well. It's like a little barrier. It's keeping me safe from the internet. You know, save me. So it'll just have to do. Our first comment on the video was from Sugar716OG. OG? I did it! Oh no, I've lost it. It's gone. When done with the first heart design nail, got them ready, prepared. Like placing the top portion of the nail ovally directly under the second nail, it can possibly benefit the other nail's design. Like help you to line up your heart colour lines. I'm not sure. I don't get it. But if that helps you, then that's good. But I don't get it, I'm sorry. Brittany Mansfield says, how do you get an ombre to not look liney, if that's a word? I think it is. I know it's not part of this video, but it's driving me mad. I've tried letting it sit and level out, but that doesn't work either. Help, please. The answer to this is sadly not overly helpful. It's just blend. Just blend, mother. With ombres, if you start to, like if I overblend, I can often sort of end up taking off most of what I've put off to get the blend. So add more on before you cure and blend. Try with different brushes because there might be one that you get on better with compared to what someone else might use or what I might use. And try slower strokes, faster strokes, firmer strokes, lighter strokes, different brushes, and blend. And never worry too much about your first coat because it's never going to be the perfect blend on your first coat. So don't struggle to get the first coat perfect and then think I'm not going to bother, because get that on, get that sort of as well as you can, and then the second coat will be helped by the blend underneath. And then if you do need to do a third coat, then that squirrel, then that will be helped by the second coat. I quite often do a third coat with an ombre. Well, I used to when I sort of first started doing ombres, because they're scary. They're horrible and they're scary, but I love them. The third coat would just kind of seal it. Let's just bring it on home. Try 3 coats how you're doing it and see. That might actually be the key, because you might be doing it absolutely fine, but just not getting to a third coat to go, oh, I'm actually amazing. That was a long way to say blend. Helpful? I don't know, probably not. Ellis Fraser says, how do you like your eggs? Unfertilized. Anyway, really? Scrambled? Fried? Poached? I like fried egg on beans on Marmite on toast. Ketchup on egg on beans on Marmite on toast. That's my go-to. I can't be asked to cook anything this evening. Had it last night. Tasha B, what is the meaning of life? I actually know this one. Okay? So, from the second you're born, then and then you die and hopefully go to heaven. So I hope that answers your question. Next question. Shona Smith says, why can't I get my gel to last as long as if I'd had it done at the salon? I prime, base layer and seal the free edge on all coats, so I don't know what other things I could try. Thanks. Also, would you think about a Patreon account so we could then support you a little bit in return for the videos? The first bit, that could be prep. Prep is key to, it's your foundation. If you don't have immaculate prep, this doesn't matter how neat the rest of it is. One of my clients who lives over there, she came to me and she had gel nail polish put on in a bunch of different countries around the world, and it had never ever lasted more than like a few days before it just peeled off or just started chipping and things. So she had regular polish with me the first time, which I don't do anymore, and then I said, let me try gel polish because I prep like a fucking champion. So we tried that, and because she comes to me every 3 weeks, she has no chips, she just has growth and it's fine. So prep is probably the main answer. Check if are you mixing brands, which I used to do quite a bit and never had any issue, but it might have issues with one brand and another brand, so that might be it. I think it's one of those things that unless I watched you do, I wouldn't be able to give the best advice on. Prep. Never, ever, ever, ever let any product flood the cuticles, the side walls, because it's not going to stick to skin. So that will lift up a bit after, a few hours, and then it will just take everything with it. I mean, not in one fell swoop, but it will, fudge it up. I'm really terrible at this. I'm not doing well. But maybe if you wanted to, film yourself just doing one nail from prep to finish, send it to me and I'll see if I can help better. There we go. That's helpful. Danny James, can multiple layers of regular gel top coat be a substitute for rubber top coat? I'm afraid to buff off or dull my chunky flaky glitters to get a smooth surface. I wouldn't recommend putting regular top coat onto regular top coat if the first coat is a no wipe, because if it's shiny, the next one's not got anything sort of to grip to. If it's a tacky top coat, yeah, that's fine. But if it's a no wipe, then you will want to give it a buff, even if you just give it a light buff. But don't worry too much about buffing bits of glitters unless, show you an example, my spanking glitter drawer. So this is a metallic glitter, and this is just one colour, so it's not got hollow in or anything. Oh, look at it. Focus. So if you buff that and there's bits sticking up, you will get a silver fleck. If you're buffing a glitter that's got hollow in and all this other stuff, you're not going to notice a silver fleck, so it's fine. But if you don't want to see silver flecks, especially if it's a dark colour, look at me like, I'll just throw it back in there. No. There we go. A place for everything and everything in its place. If you want to top and not buff a metallic glitter, which I understand because you could get the flecks, you probably are better off getting a rubber top coat just for those occasions. You can top coat on top coat, but if you're putting it on a shiny, no wipe top coat, if you're going to put something on top of it, you are going to want to give it a little buff, even if it's just a teeny tiny one, just to give it something to grip to. Let's be helpful with another question. I suspect I'm doing a really bad job of this. Kim Shi, 22. If you're planning another Pride set, any way you could come up with a set using the colours of the trans flag too? That will be next year. I will do, because I missed it this year, but definitely next year. Could you show what brush you use for details, please? Tiffany Schramm. Yes, I can. So these are my go-to, it's loud, brushes. I have my Diamond Glitters 9, 11 and 5mm liners, which look like this. Is that focused? And then I have a bunch of Crystal Nails brushes. Now some of these are duplicates because they just got tatty. So that's a short, long, what's that? Babs Barbara, and a loop. And then I think I've got another long, another loop, another, the name's rubbed off, oh, short, a mini, and another long. So those are all duplicates of those. So the ones I use the most in the video is, this is the short. It's called the 0 short. We have the 0 long, which is a bit longer. Not loads longer, but a bit longer. And then what else have we got? The loop. This is the one I use for a lot of, oh, this must, I'm hoping this is my old one, because look how tatty. You tatty b****. And we have, this is Babs. Babs. This is Babs. Oh, Babs. Short, but thicker than the 0 short. She's thicker at the bottom. She's got a fat ass. And then we have the mini, which is teeny tiny, and I very rarely use, mainly because I'd completely forgotten I had it until just now. So yeah, the brushes. Karen Fenton, is there a hard gel that you would recommend? A hard gel, I use a brand that is not expensive. I just find the consistency of it I really like. I get on well with it. Some people will like a thicker one. So this one is by Canny, and you can get it on Amazon. I just like it. I like it a lot. I don't know if you can see the consistency there. I don't really want to go pouring it out everywhere. Whoa, there it is. See. Whoa. I have tried some of the expensive brands, but that one I just thought, I wonder if a cheaper one works any good, and then realised that I got on really well with it and I liked it. So I would recommend trying it, but if you like a thick builder, like a sort of sculpting type one, then I wouldn't go with that. It's very runny. Anne-Marie Pierce, what is your favourite nail design, and secondly your go-to fallback design on days when it's like meh, can't be asked, no inspo? Hope you feel better soon. Oh, she was talking about COVID jabs. I think I just had my first one after this video. I had my second one now and I had no side effects. It's great. So get jabbed. And don't worry if you're worried. Bill Gates has rung me just the one time to ask me to get him a Diet Coke, considering I was at the shop. So I don't know that I have a favourite. I like doing bright, funky nails. I also like doing dark, creepy nails. And my fallback with clients, just not in the mood to be creative and have no ideas, I just say, should we just do like a bit of glitter in places so I don't have to actually paint anything? Yeah, I don't have a favourite. I did a Guardians of the Galaxy set that I liked. Sometimes I look at what I've done and I think, oh, and then like a month later I'm like, that's rubbish. You're crap. Next question. Hayley Goy, I'm having trouble foiling. I'm using Macart foil glue, but it's not transferring. Please help. If it's foil glue, as opposed to a foil gel that you cure, if it's an actual foil glue, you know, the white stuff that you put on and wait for it to dry, I just get a foil gel. I don't rate foil glues because I had one and I could never get a perfect pickup with it, or it would dry patchy. If you didn't use it all the time, it just dried up and went all gloopy in the bottle. So I don't really have an experience with the foil glue, not enough to solve an issue you might have with it. But if it's a foil gel that you cure, try curing it a bit less. Try 30 seconds less or 30 seconds more. If it seems really sticky and it's kind of sort of stretching and gloopy as you're putting the foil back, you need to cure it for longer. If it's the opposite, cure it for less time. The only other reason might be that it's not a good foil gel, but you'd like to think they'd tested it out. Donna Leek says, maybe a silly question. No, of course not. What's the difference between matte and velvet top coats? I've used Gel Perfection Super Gloss top coat this time. What a game changer it is. So I'm prepared. So I've done 2 nails. I should have done this before, but I thought I'd do it on camera. Got to do something with it. Got to do some kind of nail stuff. Let's use Make It Matte and Make It Velvet. There is a difference. So this one is Make It Matte. So I'm going to do a coat on that. Look how am I in shot? Yeah. Look how the bristles, remember how we talked about how they're a bit drunk? So we'll do That one in Make It Matte and this one in Make It Velvet. The brush is a bit less drunk. You know, it's not as splayed. And the look. So Make It Velvet really does kind of feel like velvety. It's almost as if it's... lost my train of thought. Oh, fudge sticks. I'll show you the difference in a minute, but yeah, the one's sort of a satin matte and one is a kind of like a super matte. Super duper matte. I knew a matte. It wasn't very super. So I'll show you those once that's done curing. Oh, where am I? Not a nail question, but I love to talk food. What is your favourite... I keep going to put my legs up on this chair that's normally here and it's not there and my legs are just going under the desk. What is your favourite food of all time and do you prefer sweet or savoury? I don't know. I love them all. I love all the foods all the time. On my birthday, every single year, I have a Chinese takeaway. It's the best Chinese place ever. Chinese people probably might not think the same, but I do. I have duck pancakes, deep fried chicken with carrot and chilli. I love it all. Seaweed, prawn toast, but also a roast dinner. Not one of these roast dinners that people share on Facebook, like, look at my dinner I had tonight, I made such a good roast. It's fucking brown, everything looks limp, and like you decided to have a roast because everything had expired 3 days ago. A proper roast dinner, you know, with bright vegetables and crispy yet still fluffy roast potato. Just, yeah. Also sandwiches. Now I'm just hungry for putting anything with custard or ice cream or chocolate. That doesn't answer your question. All the foods, please. Oh, that was Liz Baker, by the way. Did I say that? Next question is, Defy All Logic says, for Baileys, do you prefer the original or a flavoured variation? Original. Yep. My client bought me a set for Christmas that had little bottles of all the flavours, and I really like them because they're Baileys. But no, I the original all day long, by itself, in hot chocolate, in just my mouth. And she also asks, do you sketch out your ideas beforehand or just go with it in with 5 blank nails and a theme? I can show you right now. I don't sketch out wall designs, but I do some on this app called Art Canvas, which is just came on the Samsung tablet. That was a video we did the other day. Didn't end up looking exactly like that, but that was where I was sort of going. This they don't end up, yeah. See, they're very rough sketches. Thankfully, they do turn out a bit better than what's on here. The Tokyo ones I did, done that one. We've done, well, believe it or not, you won't find a video that looks like that, but we have done that one. What else? We did those. Just been practicing the Angry Bird. Oh yeah, and I did do that nail, but I didn't like how it came out. That's the Pride set. We've done that. It turned out a bit different. Well, we've done quite a lot of them. So that one I drew up ended up going a bit different, but it kind of helps just to have a rough idea. Can you please go over how to glue these nails on so they actually stay? Also, how to keep acrylic nails from lifting. They lift within a week, no matter if I do them or go to a salon and get them done. When you're gluing on press-ons, again, prep. Make sure your nail plate is clean, you haven't got any cuticle on there. Just give them a buff, make sure they're properly prepped, and then you can use, obviously, nail glue, or you can use tabs, the nail tabs, you know, that you put on and you peel back. But it's going to be about prep for them to last. And they're not going to last forever anyway, because they just... it's either a bit of glue or a bit of sticky tab, so a few days is probably the most you'll get, but you can just keep reusing them. So also, how to keep acrylic nails from lifting. I mean, I work with gel, but I guess it would be the same. Again, a lot of prep and making sure that when you file, you want your apex of a, let's say this is your nail bed and you've got the apex like this, and then you've got the sides coming like this. You really want to streamline this. You don't want it to be like product. Ow, my wrist. You know I have the hand shit. You don't want it to look like product plonked on and have like product and then the natural nail. You want it to be sort of filed well enough that it's not going to have any room for any air or anything to get under it. It's just going to be a completely smooth transition from natural nail to the builder gel or the acrylic. I'm really shit at answering questions, aren't I? Good job. Another idea for something I'll tell you about soon. Or I might just do it and not tell anyone. But you'll see. You'll be there, hopefully. Sorry for a stupid question, but what do you mean by half cure? Just half of the time of a full cure. Gel Perfection cures for 1 minute. So a half cure will be 30 seconds. And a flash cure will be 5 to 10 seconds. Just to, once you put something in the lamp, the polymerization process starts with gel. Polymerization? Yes. So imagine them all sort of all these monomers connecting and vibrating, and they'll connect to make polymers, and then they sort of can't vibrate anymore and it sets. So the second you put it in there, they're going to start doing that. So a flash cure will just kind of hold them in place a bit. So if you do something else, it's not going to sort of move. And then obviously a half cure will be mostly done, but then the full cure will... That's what's happening in my head in there. I looked in there once for longer than I should have. And then when I looked out, everything was yellow, but like neon fucking yellow. And you sort of think, okay, blink a lot, it'll go. And it wasn't going. I got a little bit scared. Why was I telling you about this? Everything was yellow. Don't look in the lamp. Right, where were we? Let's have a quick look at these again. This is... I was hoping this would be the best way to show you on black. Turns out, I just can't fucking see the difference on camera. But this one is matte. And this one is velvet. Yeah, it feels almost like you could dent it. It feels a bit softer, but it just feels like velvet. Is there much difference? I think if you were only going to own one, I would go with the velvet if you didn't want to buy two. Velvet is super duper matte. Velvet just feels different. Feels softer and velvety. Nailing this. Alexandra Lambourne says, so not a nail related thing, but do you have any passions or obsessions that you're really into? Like some people love Harry Potter or anime, for example. Mine are Dr. Martens, collecting weird key rings, and just being a general oddball. And nail related this time, even though you're Team DG, would you ever consider using or trying a different gel polish brand? Passions or obsessions? I don't think I have any other passions, like space. I'm like passionate about knowing stuff and learning stuff about space and shit. Not the same as I am with nails. I like to sit up here in the dark and just painting, and I'm just in a world of my own and I love it. But I do like Lego. I know, it's a bit weird because I'm 150 years old. I find it really helps with my anxiety. So I've made like Central Perk, I've done the Friends Apartments, I'm looking at some now, I've done the ISS, I did a gingerbread house, Saturn V rocket that took the lunar thing to the moon, I've done the lunar lander, I've got the shuttle to do, one of the NASA shuttles, and I'm in the middle of doing one that is 4,002 pieces, but I don't play with this stuff. I don't play with it after. I can't, because if a piece falls out and I have to get in there and fix it, I can't get my hand in there. Like when I'm making it, I'm like, this is... So even if I did want to play with it, which I don't, I couldn't. But yeah, I love building it. Just thousands of pieces and an instruction manual. Ah, heaven! I love it. So... yeah. Would you ever consider using or trying different brand gel polish? Yeah, we've done a few on this channel, haven't we? Tried a few different brands now. Model 1s we've tried. Why can't I think of any others? There are others. I can't think of them. It's really bad. Shannara Fans Nails says, does Gel Perfection have reflective polishes? No. No. They do not, I'm afraid. I'm not used to having my hair down and brushed and it's just getting the fucking work. Laurie says, how long did it take before you could do the freehand thin lines so well? I just can't do it well at all. Is there a secret in the brush? Any words would help. Oh no! I think it was just after a lot of practice. You get used to how much pressure you can apply. If you put down a lot of pressure, it's going to be a thicker line. You're splaying the brushes out. If you do a much lighter pressure, you're taking off the nail and you're just having the thinnest part of the brush, which is at the tip. It's just having a steady hand, which I don't think I do, but somehow manage to do straight lines. So he said any words would help. Can I sing him a song? It's just lots of practice. It probably took a couple of years before I felt, even now actually, you know, it's been 7 years. I'm so aware of that I've got hair in my face, makeup on. It's just not normal and I feel really fucking weird. And I can't stop looking at the screen instead of at the people. So let's just pretend you're all sat over there. Okay? Even now, when someone wants super straight, thin lines, it's like, oh, scary. This is going to sound really silly, and I tried to say this in writing to a couple of people on the channel once in the comments. When you're doing a line or anything with a thin detail brush, tell yourself, right, so I was doing trying to do just a straight line down the center of a client's long coffin nail, and I just kept cocking it up. So I wiped it off and I went, right, brain, we're doing a straight line down the center, do it. And I did it. It's almost up there more than it is here, or this hand for me. Just give yourself a bit of a mental bitch slap and go draw a straight line. Amy, you cheap. I literally laughed out loud when you were reading that. It reminded me of another hater that made me laugh. Trash. Oh yeah, the woman who was like, trash! Enjoy your videos so much. Oh, good. Thanks for being hilarious and doing amazing nail art. Thank you for watching me be hilarious. Bryn Dragon, after doing the base colour, do you wipe off the sticky layer before doing the rainbow painting? Or does the sticky layer being there help the detailed painting to not slide around? I don't remove the tacky layer before painting. I think it kind of has the opposite, because it's sticky, but it's not like completely smooth. It's like it's paint, so it's sticky, and so when you try and glide your brush round, it kind of can make it so if you do want a smoother surface to paint on, which sometimes I'll do if I'm doing a lot of detail work, I'll wipe and buff first because I want it to be smooth, and obviously get all the dust off because I want it to be smooth. What was the question? Yes, but if you are going to wipe, so ideally always paint onto the tacky layer or a buffed layer for the best sort of adhesion. But what was the question again? My battery just went low. I don't know if if everything looks different now. I'm sorry. So if you do want to remove the tacky layer, buff it, wipe it, hiccups, wipe it, very light buff. Doesn't have to be like, you know, big, just don't need to make a hoopla out of it. Just a quick buff and then dust off the excess and paint. I've cut my head off. Hello. Amy G says, hey Miss Jo, I've already commented, so sorry to be pesky. Damn you pesky Amy. Joking. You can come back whenever you want. I had a question about when to use rubber base coat and why. I've heard you mention it, but always when my brain has to do something else. I could Google it, but I want your opinion. I want your opinion in 2 months when you're going to film this video. Also, do give away YouTube trash. Totally kidding. Joke. Rubber base coat. For a number of reasons. If you've got weak nails, it's just thicker, so more protection. But also if they've got ridged nails, so obviously older people have a lot of ridges in their nails. It's like ridge filler. I don't use thick rubber base coats or rubber top coats on very short nails. I mean, I've got short nails. They're a mess. My nails are a state, but get over it. I've got short nails, but I'm talking like shorter than mine. When people have been biting and they want to go, I don't think, oh yeah, we'll put a rubber base on and then we'll put a rubber top on and it will protect, because it's going to be too fat. If you imagine this tiny little nail and you want to cap it to keep it so that it doesn't chip or wear off, and if you start building up thick layer upon thick layer upon thick layer, it's just going to look bulbous and short and fat. And you won't, especially if they've not got a free edge. That's the main thing. If they haven't got a free edge, I won't use a rubber base or a rubber top. Absolutely not. Because how are you going to cap a thick base, 2 colours, and a thick top or even a normal top on something that doesn't have a free edge? If you try to do that, it's just going to peel off. It's going to be too much for this tiny nail. So what were we talking about? It's good for extra strength and filling in and smoothing out ridges and imperfections in the natural nail. Boom. That's the answer. My camera has just gone all over the shop. As you see, I'm filming with my phone because now I have to film 2 things. I don't know how I'm going to put this all together. Might never see the light of day. How did you get into the nail service industry? Should you get... I'm shouting, aren't I? Should you get certified if all you want to do is sell press-on nails? Do you enjoy your job? Obviously, you seem to have so much fun with it. Still a good question, though. It kind of wasn't intentional. I saw, like, an advert on telly for it was Sensational home do your nail stuff, and I'm not really a kind of go to the salon kind of girl. So I got some and did my own and was like, this is quite fun. And then did some friends and was like doing little sort of doodles on their nails and art and things, and I thought, I really enjoy this. I wanted to be self-employed and just took the plunge to being self-employed, which is a scary plunge to take. You have to, you know, spend all the money on the course. How long are you going to be before you start making a profit, because you have to get stock in and products and things. I just kind of lived off my savings for a bit, and yeah, it's all good. Should you get certified if you want, all you want to do is sell press-on nails? I don't think so. As long as maybe you say to people, you know, you use nail glue at your own risk, or that what you should do is don't provide them with nail glue. Tell them where to get nail glue, which they can get on Amazon. It's super cheap, and that way you're not responsible for them, you know, accidentally using it instead of contact lens solution or something, you know. So yeah, no, I don't think you need a certificate for that, because you're just painting and stuff, and then you're only selling them those. If someone pokes their eye out with it, well, it's their own damn fault, you know. So that's that's the end of the questions, and I didn't do any nail stuff, sorry. I hope you've enjoyed me chatting with you. I am going to have a horrible time editing this, because now not only do I have to hear my voice, I have to see my face as well. So this will be fun and interesting, and I don't really know how I'm going to do it. And I'm still looking over here the whole fucking time. I'm really sorry. I'm just staring at myself. So I do have an idea for something I want to do. We'll discuss it another time. Tell me that's not 1 hour and 6 minutes I've been recording. I'm gonna go. This is insane. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you stop poking stuff in the next one. Bye bye. Yes, my hair is annoying the bejesus out of me. Fucking hair. Fuck's sake. Oh, the hiccups.